Well, hello guys. This is your Reverend Dr. Marie Beville. As usual, I usually come in and share some wonderful subjects with you. And today we're going to continue with Create Your Own Chins. And this is part three. So, pretty much with this one is that you gotta, as I told you on the other one, you gotta learn to create your own greatness. You cannot allow um, other people to take over your power. You cannot just give them all the power to make decisions for you. You have to be able to make your own decision. And you know what I realized? I did not even turn on my light. But hey, I'll turn it on as I'm talking to you. I hope you don't mind. So yeah, the whole idea is to not allow other people because I was so excited to get on. I was so excited to get on today because obviously I missed yesterday. I don't know if you noticed. So there you go. Much better, right? Let's see. Oh my God. They all don't look too bad. Do you like this one better? You do? Okay, great. Um, I think this is good. You cool with it? Let me know if you're not. Because I be seeing, I can't believe you guys are up this late. Sometimes I do it because I'm just up, you know. Um, but I didn't expect too many people to be up because it'd be so late. So anyhow, if you're here, welcome. Thank you for being here. That was a fun one. That was interesting, right? So pretty much what we were talking about before is don't allow people to just take over your life. Don't allow people to just make every decision for you, especially when you becoming of age. When you're a baby, of course, it makes sense. People are making decisions for you. But when you be coming of age, when you're big enough for it, you should be able to make your own decision. So, pretty much it's like don't allow your greatness to be dying inside of you. Allow your greatness to come out of you. I know sometimes like people in your environment or your friends may be um, saying comments that may not be so pleasant to you. And sometimes it may even make you feel uncomfortable because you're wondering, are they right or are they wrong? Or are you wrong or are you right? Because you just don't know sometimes when things come at you at a time that you were not expected. So you become so nervous, it's kind of hard for you to tell am I right or am I wrong? Should I do it? Should I not do it? So, yeah. So, as I said, it is time when it comes to your greatness, it's time for you to focus on yourself. Um, focus on all of the things that you've always thought of, the things you've dreamed of, the things you wanted to do, as far as maybe taking a course or um expanding your knowledge in any way that you may be thinking of. So it's that time, don't just let them take over and then this is it. You're just ending your life, you just forget who you are and you just never move on. So it's time for you to take courage when it comes to allowing your greatness to come out. It requires a lot of courage because sometimes the people you thought that were going to be with you are not with you. So when you're left in the in the space by yourself, when you're left in the gap, what do you do? Do you continue? Do you quit? Do you move forward? What is it that you do? Okay. So don't let your greatness die. So and another point is that you don't need to wait for a rescuer, because a lot of times people make the mistake of always waiting for some type of a rescuer to come and rescue them. Imagine that you're in a pool, you're swimming and you're screaming, help, help, you, but you're swimming, you're swimming all over the pool and you're screaming help. So then people who are bystanders, they looking at you and they're a little bit confused, because they're like, why are you screaming help but you're able to swim? And the people that are looking at you, sometimes some of them are not even able to swim, so they not sure what to do. Maybe a couple of them may go by you and try to help you, but they don't even know how to swim, so they're doing the best while they're helping you not to fall in the water, because they know that they can't swim. So, and then you have the other ones that are looking at you like, I'm confused. Why is she asking for help, but she's able to swim? So that's what it looks like sometimes when you allow someone to make decisions for you, when you allow people to take over your life and you don't want to do it. It's when you allow people to do things like that, to make decisions for you. It's not because you are not able to make the decision. It's just that you are so afraid to take responsibility. So you just kind of like withdraw yourself away. You're just allowing, you know, someone else to make the decision. So in case, just in case, if it doesn't work out, so you could be like, well, you're the one who told me to go over there and now it's not working out. You caused me to waste my time. How could you? And, just so you don't have to tell yourself, hey, all right, we didn't get it this time. So maybe next time, let's just keep on moving. So a lot of times, as I have said before, it's like people take don't make the decision for their lives. It's not because they're not able to. It's not because they don't have the knowledge or they don't have the skills or they're not who they are. They just don't make the decision because they're just afraid of responsibility. So instead of taking responsibility and say, you know what, let me just take care of this, let me take care of that, instead they rather just back away and act like they don't know what's going on, they don't know what they're supposed to do, and so be it. So don't sit back and wait for a savior, for a rescuer, because a lot of times we sit back and wait for them and they just never come. And they never come, and that's the end of it. So don't sit back and wait for rescuers and saviors, because actually you are your own rescuer, you are your own savior, you are your own um whatever else. you know so you're the one that can really save yourself, because you know all the angles, you know what you're afraid of, you know what you're allergic to, you know which way you should take, because you've been there before. But when you allow someone else to do it, it's like, imagine you go into the mall and you know exactly where the mall is, and then you allow someone who just came into your neighborhood to take you to the mall. Next thing you know, they could have just make a left, make a right, and make a right, and they're at the mall. But because you allow someone who just came to your neighborhood, you just allow your friend who just came to visit you from a different state or a different country to drive. Instead, they make a right, they go take the highway, they go, take two exits down together, and you're like, where are you going, what are you doing? And they're like, well, I'm heading to the mall. um that's what the GPS said, because the GPS has the tendency of just making you taking the longer way around. And you're just like, but what are you doing? You could have just turned right there. The mall is like 2 minutes from me. You just went all the way over there. Now we are like 10 minutes behind because we didn't have to. So it's not their fault. It's just this is what they knew. They thought that was the best way around, because when they looked at the GPS, it said, you know what, taking the highway was the best way. In the meantime, if you drove locally, you would have been there um, 10% of the time, you would have been there already. So, you know the road, you know the path, you know the map, because you have the map, you've been there before. Um, you're just afraid, so you just have to shake it off. Um, and make it happen. So don't keep letting people taking over your life, because as I said, and that's what I will keep saying, I will keep knocking this into your head. Don't keep letting people making decisions for you, because at the end of the day, even if you make them make the decision for you, hoping that you can blame them, it's still not going to work, because they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. If it's a mess, if it's a win, they're gonna walk away and they're gonna go back to their lives. They're not gonna stay with you. So whatever it is, even if you don't want to take responsibility, the responsibility is still gonna be dropped on your shoulder, because this person still has to get up and go back to their regular life. So so yeah, if you have taken responsibility um a bit earlier, so you wouldn't have to worry having to deal with extra miles, with extra things that you didn't have to deal with if you had only shake it off and take the courage and say, you know what? I'm going to have the courage. I'm going to take the courage, even if my knees are shaking, even if my teeth are shaking, even if, I have goosebumps when I think about it. I just feel like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. Even if it makes you gain weight, if it makes you lose weight, just make a decision and say, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway. It does not matter. And that's what courage is. Courage is not like, you have no fear, but rather when you're brave, when you have courage, it's more or less you see the fear, but you know that this thing over there, it's still gotta get done. I still am gonna have to go through whatever it is that's over there. It's not because you want to, it's not because you desire to, but whatever that the end result is, whatever it is that you need to accomplish, that's the way you got to go through crocodiles. You got to go um past the lion's den. You got to go walk near elephants. You got to walk through a place where there's all kind of animals that you're not familiar with. And it could be that you have to save a child, it could be that you have to go pick up something that can save somebody's life, it could be that something is over there that you got to go get to save humanity, to save your home, to save whatever, whoever it is, you know but sometimes you got to have the courage to go through things, even when you can already tell or you can already feel that it's unpleasant. Because a lot of times we don't do things, it's not because we're not able to again, it's just because we already can tell. It's like sometimes when you go into the dentist and they're gonna like pull out teeth, and you've been having toothache, and like you have some cavities, and most likely they're going to remove it, and you already are imagining the worst. You could have just sit back and imagine, okay, I'm just going to go there, they're going to remove it, and that's it. But you're already imagining, oh my God, they're gonna pull it out. Oh my God, what if it's stuck? Now they're gonna have to keep pulling it. They're gonna have to do this. They're gonna have to give me this big shot. They're gonna have to do that. And then next thing you know, and the spot is gonna be empty, and it's gonna take a long time to heal. And you go through all these things in your mind. You didn't really have to, but you did anyway. And sometimes such is life. It's not because you want to, but it's just because you kind of been trained in life like that. There was this story about this man. Um, he he was hungry. I mean, I'm just like giving you brief version of it. He was hungry. He was hungry, and then he says, "Oh my God, wouldn't it be nice if I could find something to eat?" You know, like I like chicken, I like vegetables, I like this, and I like that. And he turns around, and there was everything that he just requested, and he ate, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is so good. It feels so good. But wouldn't it be nice if I could find something to drink? I like this drink and that other drink and this drink and that drink and this drink." And he turns around, there was all the drinks that he thought he wanted. He drank, and he's like, "Wow, that was really nice. That was really good." And he continues, and then he's like, he was getting hot, and he's like, "Oh my God, I really could use some water right now. Wouldn't it be great if I could find some water here?" He turns around, finds fresh spring water. It tastes great, and he was so happy. And then he continues, and then he's like, "You know what? It's getting so hot. The sun is so hot. Wouldn't it be nice? I know I'm in the desert, but wouldn't it be nice to find somewhere that I can sit down and take a break, under a tree fun, so I could get a little breeze, and so I could be comfortable, and I can rest for a while, and I can take a nap." And he walks and walks. He turns around. There was a tree, perfectly how he imagined it. And he went, he sat under the tree, he took his nap. He was so happy. And he's about to continue his journey. And then he turns around, he saw these ghosts. And he's like, "Oh my God, look at these ghosts. They're gonna hurt me. They're gonna hurt me." And oh my God. And he was like, saying all these things the same way he was saying the things before. And he's like, "Oh my God, look at these ghosts. They're going to hurt me. And I think they're even going to kill me." And the ghost came, hurt him, and then killed him. So then when he got up there, and then he's like, "What's going on? You didn't come to my rescue. You just left me to die." But God was like, "It wasn't me. It was whatever you requested. That's what happened." Remember, first was the word. So, I mean, there's more to the story, but I just don't want to get into it. But just to make the point, sometimes it's not a matter of life, how hard life is, or how other people are not helping, or yada yada. Sometimes it's your own mindset that may be in your way. It's your own mentality. It's your own perception. It's your own way of seeing things that becomes a blocker for you, that becomes an issue in your life, because your life was perfect. You had everything you could imagine. Everything you wanted, you had. And then you started having these negative mentalities, these negative ideas. um and then it happened. Your entire life, when you were thinking, just like a kid, when they're doing things, they don't think they can fall, they don't think anything bad can happen to them. But then we started putting things in their mind, and then they became like us. And somehow whoever did it to us, and we did it to them. um One of the researchers went to some very far away country. I'm trying to remember, but it's one of those, like in the Amazon or something. And they were visiting, they wanted to do research to see how the people lived, and how come they lived so peacefully. Their life was just great, and they lived so long. And while they were the researcher, the white lady was talking to the people in the Amazon, and she was just like, yeah, she's questioning them, what's going on, and blah blah blah. And as she's doing that, she noticed there's a little kid who grabbed a knife. And she's like, oh my God. And she left the interview and ran for the baby and like, oh my God, she took the knife and took the knife from the child. But one thing she noticed is like everybody else saw the baby with the knife, but nobody cared. And when she came back, she was like, you know, um, how come it seems like everybody was calm when the baby had the knife? And she's like, she was worried that the child was gonna cut herself. And the people were like, the mother was like, why would the child do that? Why would the child hurt herself? You know? And it made her think, it made her think like a lot of ways are things that we just adopt, are things that, you know, we just made up in our mind that something bad can happen, and it perpetrates, it start with us or it start with whoever, and then it came to your grandparents, your great parents, and now to your parents, and now to you to your child, and your child to your grandchild, and your grandchild to your great grandchild, and so on and so forth. So sometimes if we would just stop and change the way that we think and change the ways that are not working, things would work better. Because sometimes we complain about how things are not working. Let's say, for example, the decision that we were talking about, you give it to someone else to make, and then now it doesn't work out. So the next time you give it to someone else to make. That's not how it works. If it doesn't work, with people making decisions for you, it means that you need to make your own decision. You need to stop giving your power away to other people. But a lot of times things don't work out the way we do it, and then we just keep on doing it the same way. And we just keep on doing it the same way, hoping that we're going to get a different result. This is what you call insanity. So hopefully you hear something, you grasp something, something will force you to remember something in there, that this is not how you were, this is not who you are, and then kind of forces you to change to who you really are, to who you really were. Okay. Um, so a lot of times, we get comfortable with things in our mind, and for whatever reason it's not really what we want, but we get comfortable with it because it seems like it's easy. Let's say, for example, someone, you wanted to go to school, um I don't know, fashion, but instead, because you're good at the courses for nursing, you go for nursing. And and after a while you start getting miserable. You're thinking like, oh, these people, these people, these people. And recently I had a client, I had to like um redirect her because she just kept saying, they, my partner, my partner, my partner. And I said, why don't you stop? Can you look at yourself? And I gave her the mirror, like, look at yourself. How do you think you contribute to everything that's going on? How do you think you're part of anything or everything, if anything at all, that's going on? And, you know, because I like to ask for reflection, because a lot of times we become upset at things thinking that the other person is causing it. But then if we would stop, take a deep breath, and then suddenly we would realize, oh my God, it's not a big deal. I didn't have to go over there. I, I, I didn't have to be, I didn't have to wear this. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do that. I can just go on the other side and take the other one. And then suddenly what seemed to be a big deal forever is suddenly not a big deal at all. So sometimes when you see something bothering you and it seems like it's just instigating, it's just keep pushing, it just keeps on coming back. It's like a revolving door. Sometimes stop and look into yourself and kind of see what's going on, kind of see, is there something I can do to make this better? Is it because I take this road? What if I stop taking this road and I take the other street instead? What if I stop taking the highway and drive locally? What if I stop doing that and take a train or take a Uber or whatever it is? Like sometimes when a situation persists, there's something for you to learn and you still haven't learned it. And instead of learning the situation, you turn around and be upset at everybody else except for you. While at the end of the day, the decision still remains with you. You have the power to make a decision that can change the whole flow of everything that's going on. So just think about it. Every time that you feel like you're frustrated, that there's a lot going on and you are not able to think, just stop, breathe, take a minute, think, meditate, and move forward. Think about this situation, think about the best way possible that you can take to make the situation better. If you were to win $1 million by fixing the situation, by taking the best decision, would this be the best decision you take? Would that be the best way you would fix it? No, you would find the best way possible. You would be like a genius. You would find the best way possible to fix it. So do yourself a favor. When you see something persist, when you see something keeps on coming, it's like a revolving door and you're wondering, why is this keep on happening? Why is it that this doesn't change? No matter what I do, it just keeps on coming back. So double check yourself. Maybe there's something that you can do to address the situation so it doesn't persist, it doesn't continue. So remember that, as I said, when this situation happens, sometimes just stop and breathe. Know that every breath you take is golden, is the best thing in your life, pretty much. Without it, you couldn't get anything done. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you are not able to breathe, it's the end for you. So use it well. Use it well. Um, Set goals to become better over time. Um, Stop killing yourself. Stop bothering yourself. Stop forcing others to do what you desire for them or what you desire for your own self. And in the meantime, not making yourself better when you force them, eventually they're going to resent you. Or they're going to do it and then halfway they just stop. And then now when you see them giving up, you're going to get upset. I mean, automatically. And it's not going to make any sense to them. They're going to be like, what is she talking about? I just don't want to go to nursing school anymore. So I want to go to fashion school. What's the big deal? But to you, it's a big deal because you know what? You've been paying for this nursing school and you want them to accomplish this nursing school and you want them to move forward to their bachelor's, their master's, and so on and so forth. But this is why it's important for you to not push people or force people. You can push people as far as like positively when they're discouraged, when they don't want to continue. you can like push them and say, you can do it. You got this. You're in control. That push is good, you know. But pushing people in the sense of go to school, get this done. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like nursing. This is what you're going to do. This is what I said. That's what you're going to get done because that's the only thing I'm going to pay for. I'm not paying for your fashion school. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes this is how some parents address the situation. And, it's not the best because if you're forcing someone to do something they don't want to do, one, they're not going to have any passion doing this. So it's not impossible for a person like that to go and make mistakes in medication and end up even killing someone by giving them the wrong treatment, putting them on the wrong machine, using the wrong instruments on them because they don't have any passion for it. They don't want to do it. This is not their dream. That's not what they wanted to do. So they don't want to be there. Point blank. They just don't want to be there. So let people be who they are, what they are. Um, Focus on yourself. And when they see you growing, when they see the things that you can do, they're gonna start being amazed. They're gonna be like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then when their friends are asking, who did this for you? And you're like, well, my mom did it, my dad did it, my uncle did it. And then now this kid is gonna come up to you and say, how did you do that? Can I go and learn this too? Can you teach me how? And then perhaps you're like, listen, I can't teach you right now because I have to take this course or I have to travel or whatever it is. And then you refer them back to the course. You said, well, this is where I took, you could take this course or you could pursue the degree in order for you to learn to do what I did. And you know what? In all honesty, they will have more respect for you. They will have more respect for you because you're not pushing them in a negative way to do things that they don't want to do. At the end, when you're pushing people like that, they're going to end up being upset and you're going to end up being frustrated and even burn out. And it's not going to be a good thing for the relationship. Eventually, they can even resent you and you're going to be upset with them. Have you ever get into a home and you can sense the energy? Parents are not talking to the kids are not talking to the parents, and it's just like a very uncomfortable situation. You don't want to be in it, you don't want to be in there. But sometimes, a lot of times in those situations, that's what happened. The parents want the child to do something, the child doesn't want to do it, and they keep on clashing, and it just never works out. And eventually they end up not having a relationship anymore because that's not what they want to do, and the parent is saying, this is what I want you to do, so that's it. But as I said, if you focus on yourself, because eventually, you can't really persuade people to do. The only person you can persuade somewhat to do something is a person who is not sure about anything that they want to do. They're not sure what degree they should go take in college. They're not sure what they want to be, who they want to be, what they want to be, who they want to look like. They're not sure how they want their life to look like 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 100 years from now. They still have no clue what they want it to look like. So, a person like that, perhaps you can help them. I wouldn't say persuade, but you can help them to have an idea of where they want to go, how they want to do things. And you can sometimes that's what I do. I used to have a lot of friends in different careers, so then I would just send them. I would just ask my friends, can this person come for an hour or for the day to work with you? And then that's how sometimes some of them would be like, oh my God, I really like this. I think I could do this for the rest of my life or something. Or some of them get really lucky. They can go for the week and eventually, just kind of like an internship, and they may like it, they might not. And if they don't, then I just set something else with someone else, and eventually they might find something they like and they might not. So, but in some way, I'm not going to suffocate you to be something that you don't want to be, because at the end of the day, it seems like I'm going to be the one losing. I'm going to lose on energy. I'm going to lose on probably the friendship. It's just not working. It's not working for the parent. It's not working for the child or whoever else in the in the relationship. um so as I said, it's why it's this is why it's always better to work on bettering your own self. And when they see that, when they see you, they see your accomplishments, they'll ask you, then how can they be like you? When they see all the things you've accomplished, the places you've been, what you've done, and so on and so forth, and they will ask you, okay, what did you do? How did you do it? And they might want to do it and they might not, or they may want to do something similar. But it's just like, what I'm saying is, just don't suffocate people, don't kill people to be you, because they might not want to be you or anyone else but themselves. And also, when they see you, when they see your light, when they see your accomplishments, when they see everything that you've done perhaps for them and for the community, it's like in some way they see your light. And when they see your light, you will then empower them. You will empower them to follow their own dreams, to become whoever they want to become, and or sometimes to empower them to even follow your own footstep. You never know. And so it's just like, that's very important, to empower one another. And empowerment is very important. When you dare to follow your own dreams, you empower other people around you. Sometimes you don't even realize it. It's later on when people are, they have their own testimonies, and they're like, oh, I did this because of you, because I saw how you did this, because I saw how you handled that, and it really forced me to become this. It really forced me to pursue more. So you just never know. What I like to say, it's like you never know who's watching. So be on your best behavior, accomplish as much as you can. If you finish your degree, go learn a language. You never know. You never know who's watching. You never know how your kids are paying attention, how other children, if you don't have kids, but how other children, your niece and nephews, how much they're paying attention. So yeah, be your best, because you just never know who's watching. So again, focus on you, focus on who you are, on what you are, on more that you can be, on all that greatness that is within you. Every day you can let a little bit out. By being yourself, by focusing on yourself, you just gain more power to become even more than you were before. Um, and while you're focusing, sometimes we do so much, we don't know what should be next, or sometimes we're just looking to further expand our knowledge and we just don't know which way to go about it. So you can ask yourself some questions. You can ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish this year, or this month, or this quarter? What do I want to accomplish? I have 6 months. Let's say you are an accountant, and accountant, it's usually like 6 months. They're like crazy working, and then they have 6 months where they can either take vacation or things are just like completely slow down. So if you have those 6 months, so you could ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish with them? Do I just want to sit around, play around, watch TV, go places, just be about it, just like whatever? Or do I want to do something more? Ask yourself, who do I want to be? Do I want to be myself? Do I want to be someone else? Or do I want to be a copy of my neighbor, my mentor, or my life coach, my transformational coach? Um, who do I want to be? Who do you want to be? You know, so use your time and energy wisely, because as you come here, you just never know when is expiration date. So use it wisely. Do the things that matter the most. Um, don't waste time doing things that end up getting you in more negative trouble, because sometimes you can get in good trouble, you know. So watch out to not get yourself in bad trouble, troubles that can have a very negative effect in your life and even in your entire family. Um, when you get into a room, when you get into a place and you just don't get it, walk away. You know, just walk away. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to answer people on Facebook, on other social media, on trying to debate something that's not going anywhere. Instead, you have that knowledge, write a book for them. So next time they ask you or trying to get you motivated to get into a debate with them, then you could say, oh, I'm glad you asked. Here's a book. You could go and you will find the answer to your question and some more. Um, because it's quite a waste of time, putting all that time on social media, and it's not doing anything. Instead, use that time to do something else. Nowadays, you can make money so many ways. If you don't want to make money, you can always volunteer your time to help someone, save somebody's life. So there are so many things that you can do nowadays. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it entertaining people who are just perhaps miserable at home and sitting behind a computer and trying to attack you, trying to unbalance your chi, your energy. So yeah, don't feed into it. Don't allow them to suck up your energy, because that's pretty much what they're trying to do. They're trying to suck up your energy, so by the time they're done with you, you have nothing left. You can't read, you can't sleep, you can't stay awake. You just have almost nothing left, because it's just like, yeah, but I'm not sure, It's like, no, don't let people that don't mean anything to you, or that don't mean anything good towards you suck up your energy. Use your energy to do something that is much better. Um, Again, don't wait for people to give you a chance, for people to give you stuff that you can get yourself. You can get yourself. Instead, create your own chance by making better choices, by being ready, by being prepared. Um, as I said, in a presentation that I did, it's not a matter that we don't have chance or don't get chance or chances are rare to the lucky people. And no, everybody get chances. We get chances all the time. But what happens is you need to learn to be prepared. One time, one of my little mentee used to sing, and I got her a surprise, appointment with one of my friend that was in the business for a while. And when she had to perform, she was just like, she couldn't sing. It doesn't matter. Even if they put Beyonce in front of you, you should be able to sing. If they put Patti LaBelle, they put, I don't know, John Legend, whoever it is they put in front of you, even if they put Obama, who doesn't sing, you should be able to, out, get it together. I've been doing this for so long. um, you should be able to get it together. And it might take you a second, but don't let it take you a minute. So a lot of times it's not like you don't get chances, because chances is not a matter of luck. It's not a matter of, you just press a button, the slot machine, click, 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 you win, and no. Chance is like when the opportunity comes, you're ready for it. Wherever you are, you could be going at the bodega. You go into the convenience store, and then you bump into someone, and they're like, okay, tell me something, sing for me, spit some rhymes or something, and you should be able to be like, there you go. So don't focus on the idea that other people are lucky and you're not. Other people um, get their chance, but you never get a chance. Don't focus on that. Just focus on getting yourself prepared, keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding. So when you're faced with the opportunity, then you will be fully ready. You will know what to say, you will know what to do, you will know what move to make, you will know what dance to do, you will know what makeup to put. When you get that opportunity, you jump and you take it. It's not when they're asking you to do it, then you're gonna run outside. You're asking, anybody has water, give me some water, and you wanna, no. You're an actor, you're an actress, and they said, okay, so we do have something coming up. Um, are you dramatic? Show me something. Can you tell me something from a movie or from your own writing or something? And you're not gonna be like, oh well, I don't really memorize anything, but if you are you gonna be here tomorrow or next week, I can bring it. Mm-mm. Sometimes some chances, some opportunities that you get, it's only that moment. After that, no, this is it. It's over. It's like if you play basketball and they say, okay, shoot some hoops, let me see. And you're like, well, I'm a little bit nervous, or I don't really um, shoot once it's dark because I can't really see. Can somebody turn on the light? No, they don't care. Shoot. Make sure you get it, or at least try. So it is what it is. So create your own chance. You're not just going to get it, create your own. And when you create your own, people can take that away from you. The reason I always encourage people to do things on your own, create your own business, go to school, get something that you need. And by going to school, I'm not saying like go to school for like 5, 10, 20 years. I'm just saying go do something you like. What you like could be something that's only 6 months. What you like could be something that's 3 months. But you know what? It's something you like. And because it is something you like, it could blow up. So you just never know. I like to encourage people to just do the thing that you're good at. Sometimes I see people, they're good at something, and I don't know why they're trying to do something else. If you're good at making jewelry, why are you trying to, I don't know, fix cars or drive a truck? If you're good at making jewelry, if you're good at cooking, that's what you're good at. Have a catering business. There's always a way around what you like. I mean, look on the internet, Google it, or Amazon search it. You will be surprised of the type of things that people are into. You will type the funniest or the quote unquote weirdest thing, and you will be surprised something comes up. If you wanted to, I'm gonna say something that's on that section of per se weird. You wanted to open a business where people can just I saw this in a documentary. I nearly fell off my chair. I think I did fell off. But it's a place that people come, and it's like, imagine this is my home or something. I don't know if they use their home or if they rent another place or if they go to hotel. I don't really know. I don't remember. But whatever it is, they would come into the home or into the place, and these people could be people who feel like they need a hug or they need to cuddle, and they would just cuddle with her for whatever the time they signed up for 30 minutes, an hour, 4 hours, all day. They just cuddle. There's another one too. Oh, I can't remember the name of that. It's like, yeah. So don't think whatever that you like to do is weird. This is the United States of America. Although I know like this is international, people from all over the world listen to it, but if you live in the United States of America, there is no excuse whatsoever, no matter what it is that you do. Um, this young man, what he does, he opened a business. What he does is he cleans sneakers. People who don't want to throw away a sneaker they like, he cleans them up. He cleans them up. You bring, just like you go to the dry cleaners, so you would bring your sneakers to him. And because, that's what he used to do, because he didn't have the opportunity to be able, like other people, to keep buying sneakers every year for school. So every time he had to clean his sneakers. So that's how he kind of learned the skills. And I don't know if he eventually went um to take some trainings or some kind of skills, to expand when he opened the business. But that's what he does. He cleans sneakers. You would think no one is gonna, probably when he was doing that business, if he told you about it, you probably told him, nah, nobody's gonna come in that business, man. Forget it. Guess what? Business was booming to the point, I think at some point they had to stop taking customers. Business was booming. He had to keep hiring people after people to help him out. There's not a thing. If you're good at cleaning and organizing things in the house, people will hire you to look online to see how much someone would charge for that same service. And if you're comfortable using about the same price, or you can add more or remove a couple depending where you live. It's just like getting your hair done in New York versus, versus getting your hair done in Miami, in Florida. Two different things. So you just never know. I mean, you could, let's say if you're good at cleaning, you could open a business to clean the house when someone just buy a house, and before they move in, you could be that first person who cleans the house for them to make sure, like if they want to paint or whatever, handyman, if you're good around the house, fixing things, changing doors, um, fixing cabinets, changing carpet and doing all that. If you're good at it, you could open a business. There's not a thing. If you're good at cleaning carpets, some people, like a friend of mine, um, did that because it's like they were good at cleaning carpet. No matter what you drop on that carpet, they can fix it. So it's just like there's not a thing that is impossible. If you're good at taking stain from clothes, open a business. You know, the lady or the guy that removes stain, I don't know, call it stain remover from your clothes or I don't know. There's not a thing that you cannot do. I mean, what else? There was another one. I think that was in Europe though. People would go there. These people have, I'm not sure, maybe some kind of a fetish or some kind of a, I can't say disability, but they had some kind of a dream or desire to um to get beaten, you know, or to be dragged around like a pet. Like you would literally put a leash around their neck and you would drag them around. I guess the person bought uh, their own space, their own land, and they had a lot of place that they just walk them around, and then they walking, following them like a little pet. That's a business, believe it or not. And oh my God, I mean, there's so many things. What else? I mean, people do get jobs like that too. Going to people home who don't have time, who are working all the time, they would go and fix, the house for them. And I'm not talking about cleaning. I'm talking about arranging their closet. Let's say if they want it to be arranged by color or by style, something like that. So people do all kind of things. If your big kid like to play video game, you can actually get a job like that. Get a job in one of those video game places and make some money. Instead of just playing for free at home all the time. My son is dancing because he already knows this is right. Um, yeah, so there are so many things. If you like to eat, you eat a lot, you eat like your brain is not connected to your belly, you can make money with that. You can even go to competition. And there's a certain amount if you eat, you can even be in the Guinness Book record. That's a big deal, you know? So there's not a thing. I just want you to, the reason I'm saying these things is I want you to think, I want you to know that there's no limit to the things that you can do. Stop limiting yourself. Stop putting yourself in a box. Who put you in a box? Because even today, like I listened to something and something really hit home for me. It's like a lot of times we like to say, and I've written that too, think outside the box. Like if you're doing this and that, think outside the box. But who put you in the box in the first place? How you ended up in the box? Although, you know, it's like you can see it in different ways, but it's like a lot of times we say things automatically, but we're not thinking deeply. We're just thinking of the positive. Oh yeah, think outside the box. But who put you in the box in the first place? You're a being that's unlimited. You have the universe inside of you. Therefore, you're unlimited. You know, you have access to everything in the universe. You have access. This is a material world, so you can materialize anything that you want as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you visualize it, as long as you want it, you can create it. So it's just like sometimes, think of the things that you say things that's necessary, say things that's needed, watch what you say. At the beginning was the word. So think about that. And also remember, I've mentioned that before, the decisions that you don't make is also a decision. The decisions you don't make is also a decision. So make a decision instead of not making them. Even if it appears that you've made a mistake, there's no such thing as mistake. You're only learning a new lesson. You know, you passed whatever the lesson that you had before, you finished it, so now you're moving on to a new lesson. Big deal. If it didn't work out, this is why, like, some people, they do so well in life, because so early in life they were given the opportunity to to learn these lessons. And you were like in your shelter, and even now you like 25 years old, you're 30 years old, you're still trying to be under a little bit of a shelter. You refuse to just like get up and get out there and learn lessons. That's what life is about. You came here to learn lessons, so learn your lessons and keep it moving. So yeah, the decisions you don't make are also decisions that you make. So as I said, don't wait for people to give you your chance. You can give yourself your own chance. You can create your own chance by making better choices, by being better prepared. You're the master of your life, even if you don't know it. You are the master of your life, even if you don't know it. So even if you're going crazy, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're still the master of your life, because you're going cuckoo crazy. They're not gonna, the most guy is not gonna be like, oh, you're not holding this good, so I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna give it to this person. No, that you behave, you misbehave, you go crazy, you don't go crazy, you're still the master of your life. So if that's the case, then I would rather encourage you to do better and be better. And that's it. Namaste. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Until next time, this is your Reverend Dr. Marie Bevere, your favorite coach in town. And yeah, I'll talk to you. Bye.